Evening, everyone. Welcome to TMA Friday Night Live, where we'll get your predictions and opinions on the game that's happening at the weekend. That's the home game against Sunderland in the Championship. As always, I'm joined by the man, the myth, the legend, all the Super Danny Iron. All right, mate?
How are you?
Yeah, I love that tattoo, mate, by the way.
It's
showing
good,
that there, mate. No, it's class, mate.
Right,
as always, we're honoured and privileged to be in association with the Watford Football Club, Former Players Club, TMA Players Club. As always, head over to Facebook with TaylorMade for Community, and a massive shout out, as always, to Neil Price, Watford FC left back in the FA Cup final, and also Watford's favourite son, Luther Blissett. So, yeah, Danny, mate, fresh off the back of two mixed performances. I mean, certainly something to take out of midweek, but on to a very, very tough game tomorrow, mate.
Yeah, sorry, mate. Just send a text.
No, you're right, mate.
Yeah. So, you know, back to league form. You know, when Wednesday's test was really good. I thought, you know, obviously I went. Boys were outstanding. They really were. You know, I mean, it's Man City away is probably the hardest game in world football, and for us to come out with a 2-1 loss, I think was just, you know. I think, you know, it's, don't get me wrong, you know, we don't like losing a football match, but, you know, the difference between the Wednesday night and then Saturday at Norwich was just complete difference between the two. You know, we lost that game with a lot of credit come out on Wednesday, and Tom's got a lot of selection headache tomorrow. You know, we'll go through the predicted lineups later, but he's got a big headache for the squad tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. And they said during the week that it's certainly a wanted selection headache with some of the players that, you know, namely Ogbonna as well. There's a few other players that certainly, including Ince, scored another goal. I think, isn't that, if I'm correct, that's 4 in the cup as well. So he's looking at pushing for a start now, or certainly to be more involved. So, yeah, there was plenty of positives come out of that. I personally think we were cheated out of a draw there, because there was nothing wrong with that. I mean, we can go on about it all day, but if Haaland could get away with it against Brighton, I think goal should have stood. I mean, you know, but it reiterates once again how powerful and quick Bar is, and what a threat he is. Like I said, I'll do a spoiler. We both agreed that Bar should be starting tomorrow, but like you said, we'll come through the lineups anyway soon. But it's not the realms of impossibility to beat them. They have been beaten. They've got beaten by Plymouth, so it is possible. We've just got to show the kind of attitude that we've shown against City. Go play them, no fear, play our own game, and don't concede in the first minute. That obviously helps. 5 games in a row, but Tom knows what he's doing. He's already highlighted it. It's up to the players now to basically stay together and make sure we don't concede early, because we've had, 5 games now? We've lost 3 of them, drawn 1. Okay, one of them's in the cup. Lost 3, drawn 1, and won 1 since we've gone behind in the 5th minute. So if we can arrest that as well, then I do believe we can get the points out of it. But like I say, it's going to be mega, mega tough. They've still got an excellent squad. They've sold Clark to Ipswich, believed to be around 15 to 20 million, I believe. It was certainly their danger man. I'll tell you what, though, a player that I've admired for many, many years, ex-Watford, Luca Nyan. I think he's class. I think he's a really good player.
He is a good player. Yeah, he is a good player. Yeah. So I'm just got to stick my iPad on charge. It's about to fucking die.
Stick your iPad on charge your slag.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No. Like I said, Luca Nyan, he gave him a bit of criticism last season, obviously for that blatant handball, and it was ridiculous. But while Danny's slotting his charger in, that sounds really dodgy. It's supposed to sound dodgy as well, but hey ho. Right. Okay. So the outs of Sunderland. They've got Alex Bass went to Notts County, Elliot Emberton to Blackpool, and notably Jack Clark to Ipswich, like I say, believed to be 15, 20 million. So not many went out in terms of major goings out. They've obviously released a few, notably Bradley Dack. Decent signing, but he went to Gillingham. the main ones to look out for in terms of personally, I feel, and I'll go through the squad again. Obviously, Luke O'Nien, always ex-Watford, really, really. You've got the likes of Jude's brother, Bellingham, as well. Top scorer is Romain Mundell with 3. Let's have a look at the other ones. It's the main ones. I mean, they've got Chris Meffin from Bournemouth as well. That's one of 3 signings as well. Decent signing, a solid signing. I mean, there's some really good players like Bellingham and Patterson, the goalkeeper. I rate Patterson. He's a decent player as well. But is this the time for Sunderland? I mean, obviously, I hope they don't win tomorrow, but I think Sunderland will definitely be in the top 3 or 4 come the end of the season, mate. I think they're a really good outfit, and probably are. If you're looking at it, it's our biggest game so far in the Championship. Personally, I think with position and everything, it's probably our biggest test so far.
Yeah, I mean, you could argue. I mean, you could argue Norwich, decent, well-established Championship club, but in terms of, like you said, league position. I mean, Sunderland, what are they, second in the league? So yeah, I'd agree with that. But if the boys show up like they did on Wednesday, I think we'll get a result. But it's going to be tough. Like you touched upon, I don't want to see another early goal. I just don't want it to happen again. I mean, Tom's got to sort it out really quickly. I mean, it's getting really, really quite bad now, to be honest. These first minute goals. So hopefully that doesn't happen tomorrow.
Yeah, right. Okay, let's flash up these lineups. So it allows me. There we go. Right, right. Let me just quickly remove that as well. Hang on. So yeah, just a shout out as well. The bunker should be open. It's usually open around 12:30, 1 p.m. It alternates occasionally, but yeah, if you can get down there, like we say, big shout out to Roy and the fantastic, amazing staff that are down the bunker. If you can get down there, decent cheap beer. It's definitely cheaper than the ground, put that way. After my £6.10 bloody debacle, I think they've taken that off away now. So I would say personally, go down the bunker. There is usually a queue down there, but get in there early as possible. Get down there, nice, great company, great beer, great food. If you can get down there and support Roy and the amazing staff down there and keep that going, because it's absolutely amazing. So yeah, about 12:30, 1 o'clock it'll be open. So obviously, if you get onto the 1881 forum, there'll be more info about that. Right, enough of that. This is predicted lineups. If you can give us your score predictions and predicted lineups as well. But go on, Danny, you go through yours, mate. Mine's roughly the same, but what's your thinking on that?
I mean, this is purely what I think Tom would go with. I mean, he said that Batman's not going to be fit, so I mean, the keeper now speaks for itself. Jonathan Bond. For me, the back 3. I mean, obviously Matty Pollock plays. We know that. At the moment he's probably one of the first names on the team sheet. Matty Pollock. Ogbonna, I think he had 90 minutes on Wednesday. Thought he was class. Got to be honest. Just that experience. He read everything. Don't think he missed any tackles. I think he just brings that experience, and I think he starts for me. I think Morris, you've got to give Morris a go. I think Porteous, it was a toss between Morris and Porteous, I'm being honest, but because then obviously you stick Ogbonna on the left, you stick Pollock in the middle, and then Porteous out right. But I think Morris deserves to keep his place. I think last week against Norwich, he wasn't one of the worst of players. I mean, as a team, we weren't great at all, but I think Morris wasn't one of the worst players in my opinion. And I thought Morris on Wednesday did quite well, so I'd stick with Morris. Gives us that balance, and obviously having Ogbonna in the middle, he's got the experience and he's got the 2 young lads either side of him. So seems like Andrews is not going to be fit, so obviously Ebisele he plays there. Obviously left wing back, it's Larici or Sema, obviously at the moment. So for me, I'd go with Larici, 100%. Go with Larici at the moment, because I think Sema last week, he just hasn't got the fitness or the legs anymore. I don't think. Like I've said to people before, like I don't think his formation suits Ken Sema. It suits a lot of players, but I don't think it suits Ken Sema. Because if you're playing sort of a 4-4-2 or whatever, you play Ken left mid. You might do a job, or if you play him a 4-3-3 and you play him left of a 3, you might do well. But if you're relying on Ken Sema to get back up and down the pitch for 9 minutes, he hasn't got the legs. So for me, Larici plays. I think that suits him more. I mean, the midfield too. Yeah, you could argue you can maybe have a case of Tom Ince maybe in the centre mix. I thought he did all right Wednesday, but I think those midfield two, I think, are doing all right at the moment. So I think you don't change them. not just yet. You keep him as he are, them two. Again, this is where it gets interesting. The front three, I mean, obviously Georgie plays, first name on the team sheet. Of all the players, he's the first name on the team sheet, so we don't need to go on about him. Now it's a case of, does he stick with Jebison? I think last week, yes, Jebison was poor, but like I said, 90% of that team was poor. You can't really judge Jebison on last week because, he didn't really get a sniff. He barely got the ball, really. So I think, his first start home game, I think you probably see a lot better when Jebison, give him a chance at home, see what he can do. And then, obviously, Quadrobal's performance on Wednesday. And to be honest, Quadrobal's performance is, most of the season, he deserves a start. I mean, it's harsh on Vata, but I think if you're telling me to pick between Vata and Bar, it's probably Bar at the moment. So yeah, that's my thinking.
Yeah, mine's roughly the same. Let's see if we can make that. Yeah, no. So I've got Jebison up front. Yeah, it's apart from the mistake. I mean, you could have it's a solid case for having Morris at the back there. Fullbacks, people will probably disagree with me with Andrews on the right. Ebicelli on the left, literally. Okay, he's not lateral left back, so if you're going to do that, I think I'll agree with you. You put Larucci there. Like I say, with the front two in front of Jebison, you could either have Bar up front, Vata and Shaq behind.
That's what I was thinking. I said to I can't remember what I said it to, but I did say, look, our front three on Saturday should be Vata, Bar, and Georgie, but then. Like, it's a little bit harsh on Jebison because Jebison, he's been indoor 5 minutes. He's not really got a chance yet. So I would
exactly. You can't really judge him, can you? Like you said.
And also, you're playing them three. Who plays as that? That central player. I mean, does Georgie play? Does he play as a false nine, or does Bar play there? But I think having Jebison, he's an out and out striker, and you having Bar or Vata plus Georgie, that's got a nice ring to it. But again. I'm just going to talk about Jebison a minute. Jebison, it sounds like he was Tom Cleverley's sort of number one target. So if Jebison doesn't start scoring soon, questions will have to be asked about Tom because, it's clear that Cleverley really wanted Jebison. So he has to hit the ground running really early because, if not Jebison, then we've got Bayer and then Bayer's toilet. So
I'd drop Bayer completely and just say if Jebison, you give him a run of games, you have to give him at least 3 or 4 games on the trot. Let him get used to it. Let him get his confidence up. Let him get used to the formation. Obviously, what Cleverley's playing, he's clearly chose him. Like you said, it's his choice. He's clearly chosen because he fits that type of football that he likes to play. It's not hit and rush. It's not necessarily possession based. It's more sort of on the front foot, attacking, pushing. A very pacey, young, vibrant side, and that's what he's looking at. Obviously, we've got the likes of Sissoko and Bonner. You need those type of players. But yeah, the thinking behind this, because Portis, apart from the mistake, I thought he had an excellent game. You've got Paolo Pollock at the back alongside Ogbonna. Ogbonna on the left instead of Morris. Like I say, I wouldn't really argue that much if Morris had played and Ogbonna comes in for Portis.
I do think
pretty solid.
I think if we do, if it does go tits up tomorrow, I do think it might be change of formation if it does go tits up because you could go to 4 at the back. You stick Larucci left back. You stick Ebicelli or Andrews right back. Ogbonna, Pollock centre halves, and then you play with two holding. You stick Georgie number 10, and then you have 2 wingers. Vata and Bar, and then you stick with Jebison up front. For me, I mean that on paper that does sound good, but this is a formation that Tom wants to play, so the players now have to perform. But if the players don't perform, then you might have to tinker the formation a little bit. But I like to think the formation kind of gets the best out of our players. But for me, I mean, it's evident that the 2 wing backs are so important to this system. And hopefully, looking at my 11 was Larucci and Ebicelli. They like to get forward a lot and full of pace as well. So hopefully they can kick us on tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I took inspiration off of it. I think it's a solid case having both of them on the wing backs because you look at what Coventry played. They played 2 big marauding wingers pressing our back line. It's a similar thing that we've got to do with this type of formation. You need big, powerful, fit, especially like you said. King Kang hasn't got the legs anymore. You need big, powerful wing backs or wingers pressing, pushing on, keeping their fullbacks pressed back like they did with us, and it looks like it works a treat. And if we can do that, Bar could easily be that foil on the right hand side. Eberseli, you say, we know how quick he is, we know how strong he is as well. So you really got two big, strong, shall we say, wingers there anyway. Ryan he's just got to work on his covering because Sheffield United got woefully exposed. Norwich especially, I think. But there is an excellent player in Ryan. He's still learning the game. He's had really one full season. So I think he's still learning. There's a lot of, he's still very, very young. He's still learning. I know he's got to learn quick. I get that.
On Ryan Andrews, though, don't you think it's mad that he scored more goals than his dad already at Watford, and he's only 19, 20?
He's a good finisher. He's a very good finisher really as well.
For a fullback. But it's evident, like, because in the youth team, he played sort of as a winger, did he? Ryan Andrews played a winger. You can kind of see that in his game. You know, he's quick. He's got an excellent shot. He's got good cross on him. You can kind of see that. I do think he defensively does need to work on his, position a little bit, but maybe playing as that wing back, not as an out-and-out fullback, it might help Andrews because obviously he can get forward, he can get back. But I do think Andrews does need a break because he's been playing so much. I mean, he's played every game this season. Obviously, apart from Wednesday, Wednesday was the first game he's missed. So I do think it might do him good to have a look. If he is injured, obviously, he's injured. But I think even if he was fit, I would bring him out, bring Ebersele in because Andrews has got such a bright future. We just obviously need to manage his minutes, because he's only young. He's going to make mistakes. He's proved he's going to make mistakes. But I really like Andrews. But again, I just think it's mad that he's a defender and he scored more goals than his dad already. Crazy.
Well, things out, and look, before anyone says I'm not comparing him to Trent, but the characteristics of him and Trent are very, very similar. The fact is, he's primarily a right back or perceived as a right back, like Trent was. Him and Trent cannot the covering is their weak part of the game when they are at fullback or wing back. But going forward, they both obviously Trent is miles ahead in terms of class and everything. But the characteristics are there that Andrews is better going forward than he is defending. And he scores goals. He looks like a winger, a bit like Trent. You put Trent in the Liverpool side, he can't mark and track back to save his life, but you put him in a forward position, he looks a better player. And that's what Ryan does. When he's got the ball and he's charging forward, he looks a miles better player. Like you said, he was trained as a winger in the youth team. He played a lot of times as a winger then. You can see those characteristics. And it's a similar sort of thing that if he can work on his covering game, then he's almost the complete fullback for us. Because, I mean, he's got the attacking part of his game down to a T, isn't it? It's just his defensive work that he's got to learn.
Yeah, definitely. Like we said, he's got a hell of a shot on him. He scored 2 goals already this season. I think he might have got 3 or 4 last season. I can't remember, something like that. So, love Andrews. You're always going to, have that connection with, one of your own. But, hopefully his injury is not too serious. But it's a chance for Ebersele now to stake his claim in the side. What we've seen for Ebersele so far is really good. So, hopefully he can be a good player going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Big shout out to Halsey. Evening. He said, Lucy, my sister, says great company, but I'm not there. That's the bunker. That's a shame, isn't it? And Stuart saying, evening, boys, evening, mate. Thank you very much, everyone who's watching.
I know I just said evening to the comment.
Yeah. Right. Okay, story time. Right. As everyone knows, or most people will certainly know, coinciding with, obviously, we're playing Sunderland, almost on the day, but it's the 25th. But this was a Saturday, 25th of September, 1982. We beat him 8-0. A certain Luther Blissett, great friend of TMA.
Never heard of him.
No. I've heard he's a really good player, by the way. If Stuart can confirm this. Apparently, me dad told me he was quite a good player, mate.
So I've heard it. He might break some record. He might have scored a few goals. I don't know.
I heard he played a few times for Watford as well. He seems like a really nice bloke, to be fair. But all jokes aside, he said if Luther was to record his long-awaited first hat-trick, he actually scored 4 goals in the game. Most people know this, obviously, but I'm just reading this from here. Ross Jenkins and our very own superstar DJ Nigel Callaghan both scored the rest of the goals. in the 8-0 thrashing. Also, the Hornets hit the woodwork 4 times. Visiting goalkeeper Chris Turner, ex-coach, I think Hartlepool and amongst other teams. He pulled off a string of saves to keep the score down, so it could have been much more. Beleaguered Sunderland manager Alan Durbin was famously quoted after the game saying, "Get me the video of that. It was brilliant." That was from the Watford On This Day. I've dug that out of the old cabinet for that. So, yeah. So almost. So when was it? 42 years ago. So yeah, bloody hell, it's 42 years ago that happened as well. And notable players like I say, Callie, Barnes, Blissett. I think Pat Rice was in that as well. So, I mean, you had 1 or 2 decent lads, shall we say? Steve Sherwood, another one. So yeah, golden years, golden times, and yeah, something. I mean, if we had anything even half that scoreline, I'd be slightly elated, shall we say? But yeah, what do you reckon the score's going to be, mate?
It's a tough one. You know, of course, I'm going to go for Watford win. I'm going to go with 1-0 tomorrow. I think we'll edge it 1-0 tomorrow.
Yeah, I always go for 2-1. You know, I went for 2-1 against City. I got it right. I just got the City City 1-2-1. So yeah. No, but honestly, going back on the selection headache, and I'll throw a few stats out in a minute. But going on the selection headache, mate, that certainly didn't do us any harm, did it? Midweek.
No, definitely not. I mean, it's not the first time that you've had players come off the bench and make an impact. Obviously, we know. Obviously, George has come off the bench. You know the quality. You know, he starts every game, but. You know, I think obviously Bar was outstanding. I mean, I still don't know how that goal was disallowed. I really don't, because Haaland does that every single week. Week in, week out, Haaland does that. Bar does it. Oh, it's a foul, but it's done. It's happened. But yeah, Bar was outstanding. Ogbono was class again. Morris had a good game. Thought Porteous made a mistake early on, but I thought he grew into the game. I thought Duomo when he come on looked all right. I mean, he only had like 10 minutes. I was actually at City. I was sat right in front of his brother, and like, so I was like, when he was in the concourse, I was like, I swear that's Pierre Duomo, like literally spitting image of him. And I was like, and then people was like, no, it's his brother. I was like, yeah, he's his twin or something. And then literally when he was coming on, he was like videoing. Like you could see, like he had a big smile. He looked really proud when he was coming on. Obviously, make his debut. But I thought when he come on, he looked quite good, Duomo. So hopefully we'll see more of him. But yeah, I mean, like I said, as a team as a whole, we did really well. I mean, to come out with the City with just a 2-1 loss, and it was unlucky really not to probably take a penalties in the end. The players can take a lot of credit after that. If we show that attitude tomorrow, I think we'll do bits tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm going to sound really stupid here. Who the hell is Festi again?
Festi Ebisele. That's what they call him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So who the bloody hell's Festi again?
He's got Festi on the back of his shirt.
Right, that's probably why. That's completely threw me off. That did. Usually I could just pick it up like that, but all right, right.
He's got Festi on the back of his shirt, number 36.
Right, that's it. Yeah, no, I was thinking all this week. So who the bloody hell's that again? And that was Ebisele. Yeah, I remember now because he had Festi thing. But it's one of those things that it's in the back of your mind. You know what it is, but you're thinking, where the fuck did I hear that again? Oh my God, it makes me look so stupid. That does. Just a big shout out, by the way, for Merwells. Merwells have got some of the players, including Pagey, Nicky Wright, Stevie Palmer, and Chambo. I'll be about 12 noon with the new unveiling of the Wembley 99 mural. Where is it? It's the underpass between the Crescent and Watford High Street. So if you can get down there about midday, see some of the heroes of 99. And get down there. I mean, I'm fortunate. I've briefly met Chambo. I've, like I say, briefly met Palmer. But I had a good chat with Nicky Wright the other year, and lovely bloke. Really, didn't have to stand there and chat, but really lovely bloke. Nicky Wright, gave him a massive hug and said thank you. Thank you for all you did in '99. But massive fanboy. But there you go. Right. Yeah, so just shout out, obviously, with Sunderland, second in the table. obviously won 5 out of 6. The only defeat, like we already said, against Plymouth. They've kept, I believe, from what I'm seeing here, they've kept 4 clean sheets out of 6. They conceded 5 in 2, but that was 3-1 beating of Plymouth away, and they got beaten 3-2 at away at Plymouth. So Portsmouth who won 3-1, Plymouth they lost 3-2. The other games have kept clean sheets, so scoring goals is going to be a tough ask against them. But like I say, anything's possible. The Championship can throw up the craziest of results, and no doubt we've certainly got more than half a chance tomorrow. Yeah, like I said, second in the table, 15 points. Like I say, from their first 6 games. So yeah, I mean, like you said, Norwich was arguably our biggest game. This is certainly our biggest game of the season. A great test for Tom. This is really, and I said, we were going all guns at the start of the campaign. Obviously, won all 5 of our games in August. He never won Manager of the Month, did he? Either, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know how you don't. I mean, people go on about his bloody curse, but it's obviously no curse. But God knows how he didn't win that. I do not know. I mean, you can't do anything else, really, to be fair. But this will be the test of Tom's early management, how we come back from the Norwich defeat. Yeah. I mean, in some part, we've sort of come back from it in terms of the attitude and performance against City, but this will be the real test. And if we can get anything from this game, I do believe we can still win it. But if we can get a positive performance and some points from this game, that'll be amazing. Certainly kickstart it once again. But we'll wait and see, mate. But yeah, anything else, mate? Because I'm keep waffling on.
No, you touched everything. I'll just again, let's just start off quick. Let's not concede early on, because then you're up against it straight away. I mean, it is getting beyond the joke now. I mean, was it 5 games in a row we conceded in 5 minutes or so? So, I mean, to be honest, I was quite shocked it took City so long to score on Wednesday. I've got to be honest. I think it was about just under 5 minutes they scored. It took so long. So, but no, let's just not start off slow like we did. Hopefully, we get off out the traps nice and early. Hopefully we get an early goal, and then it leads us to victory tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. I went to City a few years ago where we lost 3-1. We played after our reserve team just before the FA Cup, I think, quarter final. What was it like, mate?
What, City?
Yeah.
Yeah, really good, mate. The atmosphere was good. It's obviously, to be honest, for a Tuesday night, League Cup 3rd round, a long trip for a lot of fans. It was very, very good, very good away support. Got to be honest. I mean, all the lower tier was packed. Not an empty seat in the lower tier. The middle tier, there was probably half in there, but really great turnout, and all the fans at the end just applauded the players because they put in a hell of an effort Wednesday. And quite rightly so. They put in a really good show, and hopefully the same tomorrow.
Yeah, Kev saying well done for going, by the way.
Every week, mate. I'm going Preston next Wednesday as well, so.
You love it, really. 3 more games till the scum as well, mate.
Yeah, that's going to be... mate. I'm counting down the days for that one. Can't wait.
Yeah, really am, mate. I've been getting text already from those dirty inbreds as well. Right, okay, just remember, guys and girls, we're back for Saturday and Sunday nights, 8 p.m. as always. So tomorrow, the fans' verdict, we'll get all your opinions through from the game tomorrow afternoon. That obviously will be 8 o'clock. Then TMA Sunday Night Live, where you choose the topics, we will discuss them. We'll throw that on the forum. So that's, once again, that'll be 8 p.m. So we'll see that Sunday as well. But yeah, no, a massive thank you, everyone. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, please do. Let's see if we can get 1K as quick as possible. We're nearing 450, so that's a massive achievement. I never expected that. So thank you very much, guys and girls. Yeah, Danny, anything else before we go?
No, all good, mate. All good.
Yep. See you later, guys.
See you later.